All right, the Detroit Lions get some eye-opening news when it comes to the draft. We're less than a week away. Can't wait for it. Here's what it is. Now, one of the things I think is really interesting is that Mike Green is, by all accounts, the best pass rusher, the number one pass rusher. Now, this is a deep draft. We'll get into that in here in just a second. Let me know in the comments, by the way, who you want the Lions to get position-wise in the first round. I think we're all just like, just get a sweet defensive end to go with Aiden Hutchinson. Young dude, like, let's go. I think we're so spoiled with what Aiden Hutchinson did. We just like, let's do that again. Well, here's Mike Green. Mike Green has been now 2 different articles put him back to the Lions. And this is huge because he was all the way mocked up to like in the top 15 at one point. But for a couple reasons here. 6'4", 248, led the NCAA in sacks last year. He's got shorter arms, just a little bit, but he's got some things that have come out about he hasn't been formally charged with anything. So there's 2 different articles that say that he'll just naturally fall to us all the way. One of the reasons is because the Saints have kind of a new situation now. With their quarterback situation. So that bumps Sanders up here. And before you know it, Mike Green continues to fall. The other scenario is that we trade with the Chargers at pick 22. We go up and we have to give them a 4th-round pick to go up there, and we get Mike Green there. So 2 different articles say that Mike Green is somebody that we could absolutely get. I don't think we have to do that because I think the defensive end class is so deep, but I still like the idea of doing something aggressive. Why the heck not? Because Brad Holmes did hint that Zidarius Smith kind of balls in his court on that. So, again, we're not going to win the Super Bowl. Zidarius Smith's not going to be like that final piece, but he's going to be a great piece if he's willing to accept the deal that's kind of out there. I think that's what it is. And Zidarius Smith's thinking, well, I'm just going to wait. I'll just wait after the draft and kind of see how things shake out. If you go and draft 3 defensive ends in the draft, then I'm not going to sign with the Lions. I think it's smart on his part. So let me show you this. And if you haven't seen this by now, it's pretty cool. I'm going to go to the defensive ends. You kind of really get a really good look at who's out there edge rusher wise. We all know Abdul Carter. Jalen Walker should be gone. Shamar Stewart has now bumped ahead of Mike Green. That's another thing. I think Mike Green was really the guy everyone wanted after the kind of the blue chip guys, these 2. But now Shamar Stewart's ahead of him. We've been mocked Shamar Stewart as well. Remember, he's got the just measurables that are insane. He has a perfect RAS score, which I've never seen before. So Mike Green, and then after Mike Green, this is where it gets interesting, is Michael Williams. This guy, I can't say his last name, out of Boston College. I keep seeing him. You can see they're ranked 21, 22. That's kind of right where the Lions are. And then James Pierce gets there as well. It's like, yeah. This dude from Ohio State, I just can't. I'm just so biased against Ohio State. He could be great. I just can't do it. Then you get Landon Jackson, 2nd round. Jordan Birch, 2nd round defensive ends that the Lions could go after. But it's deep draft, but there's a difference between these top guys here, obviously. But I think it's pretty significant. I think one of these 4 is who I would like to see the Lions get. And you think, well, you're not going to get Abdul Carter, and you're not probably going to get Jalen Walker, so that puts you right here between Shamar Stewart and Mike Green. So Mike Green is still on the table, something that the Lions can get. I love that. Because if you look around the NFC North now, you've got the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. Again, we've talked at length about this, how Goff knows that defense. He knows how to go against the Vikings defense, and then it just feels like the Vikings just don't have a quarterback right now. You're looking at J.J. McCarthy, like basically a rookie quarterback. We know that the Bears are going to be much improved, different, new energy, 100%. Like, and I mean, I'm just so rooting against Ben Johnson. It's not even funny. And if he was a really good coach and the Bears do really well, I won't be surprised. However, Dan Campbell shielded him and allowed him to be an awesome offensive coordinator. You don't have to deal with kind of all the stuff that goes in with being a head coach, personnel, game planning, actual offense, defense, special teams, managing the guys, the rest of the coaches. I mean, there's a list of things that the head coaches have to do because remember, Dan Campbell was not a coordinator ever, makes it an outstanding head coach. So I could see it going both ways, and I'd be surprised if they weren't good, but you never know. And then the Packers is just the Packers of the Packers. It's the most boring team ever, kind of off-season wise. They're just going to, however, Jordan Love showed last year just kind of injury prone, in and out of the lineup, and he's just not a superstar. Like, I think we were kind of like, oh crap, is this dude going to be Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers? Like, I can't believe this. And it's like, no, he's not. However, he could have a breakout year and kind of catch his stride type of thing. So I say all that to say the Lions are still the team to beat. Back-to-back division champions, roster back, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You go down the list of all the star players that the Lions have, the Lions are going to be just perfectly fine. And an edge rusher, defensive line, really get the defense humming to match with our offense kind of in a week in, week out. We kind of can just depend more on our defense and not think, well, geez, what's going to happen this week? Are we going to blitz a lot? Are we going to play man? Are we going to, with Aaron Glenn, kind of always, but especially last year because of all the injuries, it felt like we were just, all right, let's get weird. And it worked against the Vikings in the last game of the year, 100%. Got weird. We blitzed. We went after them. We didn't sit back, and it looked amazing. We try the same thing against Washington. Basically don't change anything, and Washington just kills us. And so that's the difficulty with the defense. It's always just been like, we're not good enough to play you straight up. We got to get weird. And I think there's times to do that, and you want to switch things up, but let's just play and keep our team in it, get some turnovers, play smart, keep ourselves in the game, let the offense kind of take over, let Jahmyr Gibbs do his thing. Like, that's what we want. So a defensive end goes a long way in that. Hopefully that they do it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Draft is just coming up. Can't wait to go live for it and hang out with you guys during the round one. Can't wait for it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'll see all of you on the next one.